welcome to this week's episode of Make Do Tell. My name is Clare Hollander, and today I am going to unbox an ant farm. Have you ever seen one of these before? They are a lot of fun, but not something a lot of kids get to do, so I thought we could set it up here at the library, and sooner or later you will get to come back to the library, and hopefully the timing will be good, so that you will get to visit the ant farm. Otherwise, we were talking about just today putting it on a webcam so you could watch the ants live in their habitat on my ant farm and see what they're doing. So here in the box comes a bag of sand. Here's a bag with my instructions in it. It's got a tube. Quite sure what that'll do, but we will read and find out. Lots of instructions. Let's see, there's English, Spanish, and French. I think I'll stick with the English today. Alright, so first I'm going to take it out of this incredible plastic seal in it. That's not too bad at all, is it? Ah, come on. I'll clean that up later. Okay, so in my instructions, I have an ant watcher's guide here. So what we're going to do is turn this upside down. I guess I should take this off first. So can you see that? How's that? There's a little farmhouse and a silo. How cute! Okay, we're going to turn this upside down and set it in the frame. And then I've got a funnel. This makes it easy to pour the sand into the ant farm. This is the weirdest sand. It isn't exactly like the sand you would see at the beach or even maybe in your sandbox. This is some kind of, I don't even know what kind of material it is, but you put it in here and then you're going to add water to it to make it. Alright, come on over here. Ooh, doesn't that look like fun? Just putting the sand in feels kind of like a fun thing to do here. Trying to get that even. So you may be wondering, but where are the ants, Miss Clare? So what we're going to do is after I'm done recording this, I'm going to go to the internet. I've got a special code that came with the instructions so that I can order the ants and they will come in the mail. Now the trouble is, it's July in Missouri, which means that most likely it'll be too hot to mail these guys. Oops, a little bit more. Too hot to mail in the summer, which is going to play in our favor, I think. Remember how I was talking about you being actually able to come to the library to see the ant farm? Well, it's quite likely that that'll happen in September or October. We don't know for sure yet when, but hopefully the timing will coincide with when the ants arrive and you can come and see the ants in their natural habitat. Okay, now I'm going to pour in a 1/4 cup of water, and the water is what makes the sand become more sand-like. But first, I'm going to take this little pokey thing. I don't know if you can see, there's a little cotton ball. It's like a little plug. I'm going to pop that down through the hole. That starts a tunnel. And then when we introduce the ants, they will start tunneling. And when we introduce the ants, that's when I'll talk more about ants as insects and how they live in colonies and what they do in their habitat. So I'm just going to pour all this in here. Hopefully that's going to get nice and even. I put this on top. And remember I said we had 2. Well, this is what I did earlier. I put another one together so that we could connect these 2 ant farms and the ants can get out and visit each other and go between the 2 colonies. Well, 2 farms. It'll probably be the same colony. It'll just give them more room to spread out. And it'll be fun for us to watch the ants, and that way more kids can see them at a time. So, do we have them both in the camera? All right, so there we have it. Now we just have to sit and wait. So I thought that I would give you some ideas for what to do while you're waiting. And I'm calling it What's in My Book Bag. Isn't this a wonderful book? It's their bag, Kansas City Public Library. I got this from Charlie Hustle, which is a local organization that supports nonprofits, and they are supporting us, the Kansas City Public Library. So you can get this online at charliehustle.com. All right, here's my first book, 1001 Ants. This book is not just about ants, but in this book, I believe, and I bet I know some friends who will actually try and count that there are 1001 ants in this book. But there's a lot of other things happening in this book, and the ants just kind of march through the whole book. But you'll learn about other insects, as well as ants and what they do in their habitat. So if you want to pursue more information on ants, there's tons of books in the library catalog. I also grabbed this book called Create Crazy Stop Motion Videos. If you have a smartphone, you could be making stop motion animation videos. So all of the books I'm recommending to you today will be in a list that you can access on the library's website, and we'll put that in the show notes. Insectophiles, here's lots of really interesting science about different insects and all kinds of facts for some kids I know are really interested in facts. The only reason I picked this book, because the cover is awesome, am I right? Bugged, How Insects Changed History. And that's George Washington with a big old fly on his nose. So, all right, there's a few books. You know, if you go onto the library's website, kclibrary.org, and you select Shelf Help, you can go to a forum where librarians such as myself will be there to help you find some books to check out. So get going on that real soon, and we can get you guys reading while we wait for the ants to arrive. So be sure to subscribe below so you won't miss it when the ants get introduced to their new habitat. So signing off for Make Do Tell from the Kansas City Public Library, I'm Claire Hollander. Thank you for joining us. We'll have a new episode next week. Bye-bye.